Hey everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and tonight you're watching me on Bowdabra. Dad is behind the camera per usual. His favorite lives to actually film are the Bowdabra ones, so don't let anybody know that. But we're going to be designing tons of bows. We're going to be using a few different ribbons, actually a bunch of different ribbons. A few are going to be from the Patriotic collection that Bowdabra has put together. The ones we're going to be using from the collection are going to be these two. My all-time favorites, just, pretty much for any ribbon. I love gingham ribbons, and I love this dark navy blue more than anything. So you can actually pick up your ribbon kits. You can pick up your large Bowdabra, your mini Bowdabra, your wire, everything individually, everything together, all in our affiliate link down below. So also with that being said, Bowdabra is being generous again tonight and giving away another roll of scrunchy ribbon. So if you're interested in a free roll of ribbon, all you have to do is just comment down below. It's as easy as that. So I'm just pulling up the video, making sure we are live. Here's some of the other ribbons we're going to work with. We're going to actually do a combo bow today. Tons of you guys have been asking lately if we can mix and match 1.5 inch and 2.5 inch. And the answer is absolutely. So you don't see me do that a whole lot because when it comes to bows, you guys, I am very, very plain. I don't like my bows to be over the top. I don't like them to be, mixed in with 10 different ribbons. So if I ever do that, it's just, to try to mix it up and try something different. But my own style is actually, maybe 1 or 2 ribbons max. More often than not, I stick to solids or kind of basic prints like this or chevron, things like that are simple. So we're going to work with our Bowdabra wire. This comes as a 100-yard spool. What are the colors for these, Dad?
Silver and gold.
Silver and gold, yes. So Sharon would like to win a free roll of ribbon. Hello from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Welcome, Anita. We've actually been to Hershey, Pennsylvania many times. It was one of our favorite places as a kid. Steven, his fiance Gabby, and Bella actually went, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe?
Maybe 3 years ago, I think.
3 years ago. Yeah, they went recently. So what I've done is I've just taken a length of wire, always cut it a little bit longer than you anticipate, and then just take it and place it in the slit right on the top. So we've already placed our wire. Now what we can do is begin designing. So Misty says, hello from Buffalo, West Virginia. I love my Bowdabra. Me too, Misty. So to start off with, I have this ribbon, and I thought it would be really fun to work with this. Isn't that a cool ribbon, Dad?
It's wicked cool.
So me and Steven used this a couple weeks ago live on my business page, and, I loved working with it. It's a great quality ribbon. So let's make a couple bows using this right off the bat. So 1.5 inch, it's got the bones, it's got the paw prints, it's got all sorts of goodies. Hi, Eleanor. And to start off with, we're going to cut some tails. So we're going to do the same thing where we show you the same ribbon being used in different types of bows. So to start off with, we're going to do a traditional bow. And as always, if you don't mind hitting that like and share button, we would greatly appreciate it. Welcome, Dee from Michigan.
And Rose from Long Island.
From Long Island. So we're going to take our ribbon. Which side is facing up, Dad?
The bottom.
The back side.
The back side, yeah.
So that's the print. That's the non-printed side. I always take it and place the non-printed side in. And can you see that as well? We have about 1/2 inch of an overhang. That's very important, you guys, because if I took this ribbon and I placed it like that, when we start, twisting and turning and taking the bow out, the chances of that staying is slim to none. So always give yourself a little bit of leeway in case you kind of tug on it by accident. Then we can just rotate our Bowdabra 180 degrees, create a loop like so, and then I give it, again, 1/2 turn, create another loop, and I don't measure them, you guys. So if I'm upwards of 1/2 inch off, in the end, that doesn't even bother me. You can't really tell. Hey, Joyce from Arkansas, from Raleigh, North Carolina, which is really funny, Barbara, because we live in a town called Rowley in Massachusetts on the North Shore. And, even if I'm 2 towns away and I tell people I'm from Raleigh, they're always like, North Carolina? And I'm like, no, 2
That's
towns
Raleigh.
over. Yes. So we're going to just continue making loops. I figure between 4 and 5 on either side should give us a nice full bow. And I see we're at 170 people watching. Again, thank you so much for tuning in.
Sherry says, thank you for teaching us so many bows, Nick.
Of course, Sherry. That's what we're here for. And if you like these videos, the biggest tip you can ever give me is letting me know that you enjoy them. Doing live videos, we love them so much, and we hope you guys get something out of them. Even if it's just some company for a half hour, that's better than nothing. But hopefully we've taught you how to make a bow by now. And if we haven't, because we're constantly having new people interested in designing, we will hopefully get everybody to learn eventually. Right, Dad? Isn't that the goal?
Yes, sir.
So our job is never going to be done. So I don't remember how many loops we did because I just like to chit-chat. So I'm just going to snip it off here. Again, a little bit of an overhang. Place that back into your Bowdabra. I like to compress it. The Bowdabra does come with a wand. Here's the mini wand. And you can just compress it like that. So I never really add that many loops where that's necessary for me. But if you do add tons and tons of bows, tons and tons of loops, it might make it a little bit easier using the wand. Then we can just create a slip knot. I don't know if I showed that. Since when you fold the ribbon in half, you're going to have like a loop basically. And we're just going to pull that through by pulling those 2 wires through it. Take it out of your Bowdabra. Give it another tug. Bring those wires to the back and tie from behind. It's as easy as that.
You're going to put this bow on gem after, Nick?
I know, right? I know. So my older brother, I was listening. I was down here kind of getting ready and cleaning up a little bit. Well, not much, but... and I hear Steven saying Jem was exhausted because he took her for a walk around the block today. So I went upstairs and I saw her, and she's tired. She's definitely tired after that walk. So that's a traditional bow, and this would work for year-round use. Out of every single bow style there is out there in the world, this technique and this style bow is probably the oldest and has stood the test of time for, I don't know how many years it's been, but I'd say at least 100 years. I mean, bows go back a long time. So that's the most, infamous bow, and this bow would work for every season. My favorite to use this bow for, can you guess it, Dad? This technique, what's my favorite season to work this bow
Christmas.
into? Christmas, yes, but it works for year-round. So I see we're at almost 2:30. Thank you, guys. What kind of wire is that, asked Robin. So, Robin, this is Bowdabra wire. Faye says, I love watching you make bows. It's mesmerizing. Thank you, Faye.
Bowdabra wire, 100-yard spools, and gold and silver.
Yes, and Wanda, thank you for sharing. Layla says, I thank you, Nick, for letting me know you can have the tails. Yes, so you can cut them whatever length you would like. So that's bow number 1. We're going to do the same ribbon, but we're going to mix it up now. We're going to do a funky bow. Dad's personal favorite. So I like doing the same ribbon with multiple techniques because it really gets you thinking. Oftentimes, a lot of us have a difficult time kind of thinking outside the box or putting, a certain product or certain material to use elsewhere. So it really helps you think and actually see exactly what you can get using the same ribbon and what a totally different effect you can get just by switching it up with a different technique. So again, we'll cut another length of tails. So Pamela says, hi, I won the ribbon last week, sent an email to Bowdabra, still haven't heard from them. What did I do wrong? Is there another way to contact them? So Pamela, make sure instead of sending an email, I think Bowdabra wants you to send them a Facebook message. So be sure to send Bowdabra a Facebook message and they'll be more than happy to send you a roll of ribbon. So congrats. Let's see. I love your bows. I watch you all the time and still can't make a bow. One day, maybe. Exactly, Cindy. And there's no maybe. It's just one day. You'll definitely get the hang of it. So for this technique, what you're going to want to do is create a bunch of awareness ribbons. So you're just going to take your ribbon, create your loop.
Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it.
And then cut off your tails. And you can cut them whatever lengths you want. So we're going to create about 3.5, 4-inch loops with about tails about 6 to 8 inches. Where did you get the dog ribbon? So, Pam, this dog ribbon came from online. I think they're sold out, but you can just check any online source for this ribbon. But make sure to get your Patriotic kit through Bowdabra, too, you guys. We're going to be making a couple bows with those tonight. I am reserving the rest of the rolls to finish up our kind of pre-recorded video using the Bowdabra, which I'm very excited about. So make sure that if you haven't gotten your kit yet, definitely to get it. And Bowdabra also has a fan gallery, too, where you can go and post pictures of bows that you've made using your Bowdabra, or just ask, any questions or see other types of designs. Bowdabra has a whole team out there that creates tons of tutorials. So if I don't click with you, hopefully somebody, within the Bowdabra team will. So we're going to do one more loop. I think, what do we have, 3? Maybe we'll do 2 more. After this one more. So we'll take this one, place it in. How much is the wire? So I'm not sure at the top of my head, Linda, but if you click the link when Bowdabra shares it in the comments section, you can price everything out there. And like I said, you can order your stuff with, kits, or you can order everything individually. They made it nice and easy. So if you already have a Bowdabra, you're not going to need another one for a long, long time. So you probably won't need to purchase that in a kit. So here's the best example. So we're going to just take those two pieces of ribbon, wire. We fold it in half. We have a cut end, and then we have a loop. This is how you create a slip knot, you guys. We're just going to pull it to the middle, pull it through, and now it's tied off, but not secured. So we're going to have to take it, pull it again tight, bring it to the back. I always like taking my wires to the back of my bows, unless we secure it to the wreath, and tie it a couple more times. Really make sure it's secured.
Yes, Bowdabra is giving free ribbon away tonight.
Yes, so comment down below if you haven't done so yet.
Yep, you guys want to win.
Yes, and Bowdabra has shared the link where you can order all of their supplies. Ooh, lost the tail in my glue skillet. You guys are going to see us use that glue skillet in a few minutes, so stick around. I know tons of you are fascinated by that. And actually, too, Dad, the funny thing is whenever I have friends down here or anybody that comes down here, they always play with the glue skillet. It's mesmerizing to people. At this point in time, I'm so used to it that it's just, a tool. But if anybody new comes down here, they are fascinated and they just want to kind of swirl a stick around in it. I don't know. It's kind of like putty. That's the consistency I have, at least. Cute bow. Thank you, Lisa. All right. I think we dovetailed them all. And if not, Dad will give me his feelings on it, but we're going to just take those tails, pull them down, and fluffing is key, you guys. So if you have poor quality ribbon, we all have rolls of ribbon that we wish we didn't purchase. Every single one of us, whether you're just a beginner or experienced, you all pick up ribbon that you just, can't, use because it's not the best quality. And even though it might not be the best quality, and even though you'd prefer something else, we still can make it work. So it doesn't matter the price or the quality of the ribbon, it all comes down to the fluffing. And once you fluff a bow out nicely, this is the effect you can get. I mean, look at how pretty that is, right?
Yep.
Doesn't that look good? So that's the funky version. Let's move things to the side. Here's the traditional bow using the same ribbon. So it just gets you thinking, you can mix it up. You don't have to be using the same ribbon, of course, but when you do, it really lets you see what you're able to create. So that's two of the bows. Let's create some more now. And then in a few minutes, we'll switch over to, Eunice says, can't wait to see the patriotic bows. Yes, that's what we're switching to now. But in a few minutes, we're going to switch to making our wreath, which I'm excited for. We're going to take that ribbon wire, place it inside. Lynn would love to win a free roll of ribbon. Joni says, loving this technique. Thank you, Joni. All right, so patriotic bow. We're going to do a combo of both of these. So here we have the navy, which is probably my favorite. I say everything's my favorite at one point or another, but this one truly is, because look at how pretty that dark blue is. What we're going to do with this bow is, let's mix it up. Should we do the blue first, Dad, or the red first? I think the blue first.
Yeah, do the blue first.
Yeah, we could do the red. What do you think? What do you want to see?
What's the focal point?
Well, whichever color you choose for the middle.
We'll make the blue for the middle.
You want the blue for the middle?
Yep.
All right, so we'll start with the red, you guys. We're going to take 2 lengths of tails. We're going to just snip them off. Don't know how long that is, about 20 inches on either side, about 16 to 18 inches. Place it into your Bowdabra. Then what we can do is we can take our bow. We're going to do something completely different, actually, Dad. Create one loop.
Nelda says, hello, Nick.
Hey, Nelda, nice to see you. We have missed you. One loop. 2 loops. And we're going to stop at 3, Dad. That's it.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. And then I'm just going to snip it off rather close, only about 1/2 inch of an overhang. We don't need a tail for that. Then what we can do is cut another length of blue for our longer tail. Right?
Yep.
And I'm just going to place that in, see how this bow looks. Who knows? It could be the ugliest thing in the world, but you don't know until you try, right? Got to give everything a shot. It might be your favorite thing in the whole world, and it might not be. Now we're going to do 3 more loops, but see how much smaller we're making these? These are only going to be about 2.5 inches, 3 inches max. And we'll do 3 of those, right? And then we're going to snip it off. And our final loop is going to be red. And this is going to be what kind of loop, Dad?
The button loop?
The button loop, yes. We're going to just take that. We can actually just cut it outside of our Bowdabra. Take it, cut it. It's only going to be about 1.5 inches, and place it into your Bowdabra. Then we can take our wire, again, pull it through to create a slip knot. Moment of truth. Let's see if we like it in the end. Tie it from behind.
Pam says, love all your bows and tutorials.
Thank you, Pam. All right, just tie it off. 2 or 3 times. Make sure that's secured, you guys. And then right here, see how we have an overhang? That's okay, but I don't want it nearly as long. It doesn't have to be that long at this point in time. So we'll snip that short. Then what we can do is pull our tails down. Separate those 3 big red loops.
Hi, Nelda. Nelda says, hi, Dad. Love hearing you. Thank you, Nelda.
Nelda. Like I said, we've missed you. I mean, we get so used to everybody that it's like hanging out with family.
You guys are all awesome. It did turn out pretty. I love it.
What do you guys think of that kind of bow?
Very country-ish.
Never tried that before. I think that turned out nicely. Bowdabra says, please join our fan gallery. So the link is down below if you're interested in joining their fan gallery. Like I said, you know, hundreds of designers are in there. And, you know, you can learn something from everybody. We all have different styles. Sandy's style is completely different from mine. So definitely check out Sandy too, because her tutorials are awesome. And she's so funny. All right. I think that turned out kind of cute for something different. Pull those longer tails down. Everything always looks its best after you give it a final fluff and when it's hanging up in its final location too. So, yes, Bowdabra has shared the link for the Patriotic kit. These ribbons are within the kit, so both of these are 50-yard spools, and then there's like 6 to 8 other rolls. I'm not sure the exact count, so click the link and you'll see exactly what comes with it. Now we'll cut another length of wire.
Bowdabra wire, of course.
Yes, and this comes in gold or silver. Place the length of wire into your Bowdabra. How are we doing on time? We got some time left. Let's do a pink bow real quick. How's that sound, Dad?
Sounds good.
So we have this super bright pink right here.
Fuchsia-like, isn't
Fuchsia,
it?
yes.
It's very pretty.
And what we're going to do for this is we're just going to create a loop.
And that's 2.5 inch, Nick?
This is a 2.5 inch ribbon. So for all of you guys last week asking, Nick, can you mix 2.5 inch with 1.5 inch? The answer is always going to be yes. I don't do it a whole lot because I don't actually purchase a whole lot of 2.5 inch at this point in time. 1.5 inch has stolen my heart over the last couple of years. But I used to go crazy over 2.5 inch, so I do have my fair share of rolls of it. So we created one awareness ribbon loop. We'll do a second. You can actually just construct your bow within the Bowdabra too. Whatever's easiest for you, in your hands, of course.
Mary says, love watching Nick make bows. Nick's the best bow maker ever.
Oh, thank you, Mary. Come
cute.
back in with another. Just pinch your loop, create your 2 tails.
These colors are so festive. I love it.
Right? I think this is perfect for spring and summer. I'll place that one this side this time. Then we'll come back in with one final pink. We'll just do 2 loops of each. How's that sound? I think that should be enough.
Don't forget, everyone, say you want to win the free ribbon.
Yes. Bowdabra will be choosing a winner probably in a couple minutes.
Soon,
right?
yeah.
We're getting close to the time. All you have to do is just let us know. All right. That's it for this bow. Now we're going to switch over to a different bow after we tie this off. But I think this is going to look really pretty. So if you have leftover ribbons, you guys, you might only have a yard or even a couple feet of each. This is the bow that you're going to want to create because it creates such a pretty bow using, you know, minimal amounts of ribbon. So if you only have a little bit, this is definitely the bow to, you know, create because it's so simple. Dovetail those tails real quick. I like to show you guys the full potential. So this is using a 2.5 inch and a 1.5 inch. So you can blend different ribbons, different prints. If it looks good to you, chances are it'll look good in a bow. Our final 2 tails. And our final one. This is easy for me, Dad, because I can't miss any of these tails. And if I do, then I'm really blind because, you know, there's only a few of them.
Everyone wants to win, Nick. That's awesome.
Awesome. All right. There's that bow. That turned out pretty?
Very pretty.
Just a few loops. This would look great anywhere, too. I mean, this would be perfect for a wreath if you just wanted to accent with a small bow. That's not going to take away from your florals and all of your other products. So now we have 10 minutes left. So I want to make a wreath. We have some time. The wreath we're going to make is going to involve some burlap ribbon. So now I want to hear from Dad. Should we do a traditional or a funky for this?
Traditional.
Dad says traditional. All right. He says traditional. We're going to give him a traditional bow.
Well, to me, burlap's more old-fashioned, traditional type. Yeah.
That's a good point. So we'll snip off our tail, right?
Yep.
We're going to place that onto the Bowdabra and start creating our loops. All right, we got our long tails. Tails are about 22 inches or so. Now all we have to do is just create several loops. Loops are going to be about 4.5 to 5 inches wide. And that's going to be the perfect size. Let's work in, let's do 3 or 4 on either side. Make it nice and full. Misty says, I sure hope to win. Thanks, Nick and Papa Bear. All right, that's 3. That's 3 on this side. Let's do, what do you think, Dad? Just one more?
One more.
On either side or just one side?
On one side.
All right, Dad says one side. See, Dad can easily customize. All right, bow is oh, you know what we forgot to do?
Wanda says only you would make a wreath in 10 minutes. Wanda, I have to agree with you.
No, it's not that hard. So I forgot my wire. So since we don't have many loops, what we can do is we can actually just place it. I folded my wire in half. This is another good example because we all, you know, get sidetracked and forget things. So I'm just going to pull it through like that. And now we have our slip knot. Pull the wire from one side to the other. Bring it to the back.
Might have to call you Speedy Gonzales, like that old cartoon character.
Right? And tie it from the back. Edna says you forgot the wire. I know, you guys. I know you don't miss anything. All right, so I want to make sure we have some time for this wreath.
There you go, Pamela. Great minds think alike.
Yes. Now we can take our bow, place it onto our kind of very funky 18-inch grapevine, and just tie it. So I bring the wires to the front when tying to, you know, our wreaths. So I just brought the wire back to the front. Now we're just going to tie from behind. Do you ever make loops, even loops? So yeah, you can, Judy. You know, even loops is totally fine. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. Obviously, that's the ultimate preferred way. But I'm just telling you, if you sit there and stress over the lengths of your loops and making sure they're even, coming from personal experience, you will drive yourself crazy. So imperfection, it's not going to show. Your bow's still going to look just as beautiful. So don't sit there and worry too much about making sure everything's even.
Hey, PK and Nick, I'm just here for the entertainment. Nick, can you guess without looking?
I know exactly who it is. Hey, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
All right, time to staple. So for this sign, since it's a little bit thinner, I'm just going to take a little length of our ribbon, like so. Wrap it around. And this, Dad, prevents it from going through the front of the sign.
Really?
So if your sign's ever too thin, you guys, you know, I know tons of designers out there use cable ties. We all have different ways of kind of achieving the same outcome. I personally haven't used the zip cable ties. I'm sure they work just fine, but, you know, what we do here is easy too. So all you're going to have to do is just take your staple gun and staple right on. And you're going to want to make sure you do enough staples.
I would have never thought of that idea.
Yeah, so it just makes... Uh-oh, I'm kidding. It just kind of bulks it up, and then you're going to want to give it a quick little tug to make sure it didn't go through. So it kind of adds a little bit of relief to the sign too. So we're going to staple it above. All right.
Making me nervous there, Nick, with your fingers so close.
I know. Okay. So the sign says, I can't read it backwards.
As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Yes,
Amen.
I thought that was a very fitting sign. You know, we actually had tons of people, I'd say last year, that wanted this wreath. And I couldn't find my signs. And then Yaya found them the other day. So here we go. We're making a religious-themed wreath. And we're just going to be adding some red flowers and, you know, green foliage. That's it. Nothing straying too far from that path. So just take that pipe cleaner, feed it through until you get to the back of the wreath. Nice and easy. So you guys have got a couple minutes before we will choose our lucky winner. Bowdabra will let us know who they choose. And Bowdabra says Sandy will be doing a live tomorrow in our supporter group and also on the Bowdabra fan gallery. All right. Feeding that pipe cleaner through.
Hi, Marianne.
Hey, Marianne. Nice to see you. Where's the other end of that pipe cleaner?
Where is it, Nick?
I found it. There we go. So make sure you twist it several times in the back or else it's not going to stay. Always give it a few extra ties. There's our wreath. There's our sign. Now it's time to decorate. So I have little ribbon tails everywhere, but that's not going to bother me that much. So hopefully you guys look past all of those little ribbon tails, but I want to make sure that we get this wreath. So what we're going to do is start off with a little bit of foliage. We have some of this. This is a type of fern. Actually one of my favorite ferns currently. I think it's very pretty. So we'll just snip off a couple pieces. And we'll do at least 1.5 sprays. Like so. Remove the tag. Those pesky tags get in the way. And then, once I get the rest of this tag off.
Did you see the name of the winner, Nick? It was Joyce something. I missed the name.
Let me check. Our lucky winner is Joyce Hackman. So congratulations, Joyce. Let's all congratulate her. Send Bowdabra a message and they will be more than happy to send your free roll of ribbon your way. And also Pamela, who's still watching, be sure to send Bowdabra a message for winning last week. Instead of an email, I think they go through Facebook messages. So in case they missed you, I want to make sure you get your ribbon.
Congratulations, Joyce.
Yes, congrats, Joyce. I mean, who doesn't want free rolls of ribbon? And we are live here in Bowdabra each and every Monday at 7 Eastern, and they always have one lucky winner for the ribbon. And they've been doing that for a long time now, which is really nice. All right, our final piece of greenery. I'll just take this one, lift up, and place it here.
Anita says, what clippers are they? Are you referring to the scissors, Anita?
I'm using Fisker scissors and then just, generic brand cutters. Let's work in some of these. So these roses, actually, we were going to be using in the Patriotic class that we hosted, I want to say last month, right? Yeah, last month. And we ended up switching them out for a different product. So we have tons of these sprays that we're going to be using because we purchased enough for 2 whole projects. So we're just going to take some of these, pepper them in. Don't need too many in one spot. And we have a second one, of course. Snip those off. Keeping it simple. One thing about wreaths that you'll find from following me is that I don't like to overcomplicate them. Less is more. I don't even just say that just to say it. I firmly, believe it. When you start working in tons and tons of product, you kind of lose your vision and it kind of becomes a bit much. So stick with 2 or 3 ribbons, 2 or 3 types of greenery or flowers, and you should be able to create a beautiful wreath.
Joyce says, yeah, thank you. Love you guys forever.
Congrats, Joyce.
Congrats, Joyce.
All right. I don't think we need to work in any other flowers. I do have some of these, but I'm thinking what we have is enough. What do you think, Dad?
I think it's amazing for a 10-minute sign. Under 10 minutes.
Under 10 minutes.
Under 10-minute
wreath.
wreath. Unbelievable.
All right, you guys. Something simple. We'll have it fluffed out, and as always, we will send Bowdabra the pictures. But that's how this wreath turned out. And then while we have a couple minutes, I want to show you also the bows that we created. We created this one right here. Only using 2 ribbons, 1.5 inch and 2.5 inch for all of you guys that were interested in, blended bows or mixed, widths in your bows. So we have 2 pieces of each. We used less than a yard of each. So if you only have a little bit of ribbon, this is what you're able to create by putting your leftovers to use. And I'm a firm believer in using your leftovers. What we also have is our traditional dog ribbon bow, which is really pretty as well. Yes, thank you all for sharing and liking. We appreciate it more than you'll ever know. So that's the traditional version. We created this. What a unique technique that is. Unique technique, right?
Yep.
Something different. It's always fun to mix it up. So a little patriotic bow. Like I said, this ribbon came from the patriotic kit that Bowdabra has put together, and it's available in the links down below. And I think we created one more, didn't we?
Yep.
We did.
A funky one.
Our funky, which is very pretty. So that's the final bow. So thank you all so very much for watching. I think we got a lot accomplished in that 30 minutes. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Let me know which of these 1, 2, 3, 4 bows is your favorite, or making this the 5th bow, the wreath, could be your favorite too. So as always, we will have all of these pictures sent to Bowdabra in kind of their final glory. And when it comes to bow making, it doesn't matter the quality. Well, it does matter the quality. It makes it much easier. But if you're like me and you've purchased cheap quality ribbon over the years, you still can make it work. It just might be a little bit more work in regards to fluffing, but that's what it comes down to, is fluffing your bows. So thank you all so much for joining us each and every Monday here in Bowdabra. I'm Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor. Again, be sure to follow Sandy tomorrow because she will be live in the Bowdabra fan gallery. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think I'm just talking now. So thank you again. Congratulations, Joyce. I love you all, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you, Sandy.